that, buddy. P1 right there.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the No Toad Racing League Gen 4 ARCA Series, live tonight from California, or the others call it Auto Club. These guys are getting up to speed to about 202, probably up to 206 miles an hour in the draft going into turn 1, down to about 160 as they roll through center, and back up to 200 miles again going down the backstretch. These cars are wicked loose here. Sun is setting. Hopefully this track has lights or it resets. What I'm hoping. But we're gonna pull down the fastest guy in practice currently, Mr. Benjamin Professor Nelson, fresh off a win last night after a crazy battle with Michael Nash, collecting that win in the closing laps at Darlington in the Cup Series. Go ahead and give Benjamin a talk. What is going on, Ben?
Hey, what's up?
Hey man, currently fastest out there in practice, dude. How do you think these cars are handling here, and where do you think we're gonna see the most problems tonight?
I mean they're pretty good. I love these cars, but they're pretty free. A little tight on entry, pretty free as soon as you hit the gas. It's pretty common with these, but trouble spots are definitely off turn 4. That's the hardest part of this track. It's really deceptive how quickly that wall comes back at you.
Now, I haven't ran a lot of laps in these cars. I think the Auto Club was official race a couple weeks ago in the Gen 4, might have been Michigan. But unless I was driving wrong, the way I picture you drive this track is you kind of want to dive in the corner, kind of shoot straight towards the wall. Is that how you drive, or you do drive differently than that?
The way I usually drive this track is late apex. The first turn, like basically start a little mid high, and then come low as you exit. Turn 3 and 4 is just low, pretty much.
Gotcha. And another quick question I got for you: do you think we're gonna see a lot of people go below that white line in the trial, or people can kind of stick towards the wall to get their corner entry to one right?
I mean, it all depends. I think I'll be doing some of that, but it's not really that necessary in these because you have so much power. You don't need to try to cut so much distance off.
All right, man. Good luck tonight, defending that win you had last night, and hopefully see you back up front.
Thank you.
So we'll pull them back up. These guys get ready to qualify, waiting for a guy to go ahead and load up and pull out on track. Looks like we got some takers out there. 6 of TJ Warren's out. Eric Dillingham's out. Alex Chase is out there. Let's go ahead and ride on board here with the number 3 of Christian Loxton as he does his laps and getting an idea on what these cars handle like. As those of you watching last week, I think we got the issue figured out. Did some adjustments in some of my settings in both iRacing and Streamlabs, so we don't have that bugginess we had last week that kind of really made the stream, in my opinion, complete. Oh, let's see. I think Lawson just lost connection. Oh no! Roy, what are you doing? What? What in the world? Roy just accidentally advanced the session. No. I was like, did I lose packets? What in the world? So I guess everyone's gonna grid up where they're at. Well, this is gonna be interesting. So Benjamin Nelson is gonna get that pole, I believe. Let me take a look real quick at the I ratings. If I'm not mistaken, the grid should go off of I rating, and that it is. So Benjamin Nelson getting that pole position. He has the highest I rating, and unfortunately, Jared Jimenez is gonna have to start at the rear of the field. That was so weird. So before these guys go green, let's go ahead and take a look at the race, or yes, race info real quick. As pretty cool temperatures out, pretty cool track temp can be able to minimize some of that slidiness, I like to call it, these cars get, how loose they get. And then we'll go over our starting grid real quick, which is just based off of iRatings. You got Benjamin Nelson, Chad Baer, row 1, row 2, Roy Hyde, Johnny Brugg, row 3, John Creedler, Michael Nash, row 4, you got Brad Kress and Kendall Kerr, row 5, AJ Bennett, Tyler Merritt, row 6, Grant Fishier and Gary Sargent, row 7, Alex Chase, Tyler Lim, row 8, Jaden Constark and Christian Loxton. Row 9, you got Jess Traub and Oliver Turan. Row 10, Mitchell Williams and Larry Eddy. Row 11, Bart Howick and Robert Goetz. Row 12, TJ Warren and Josh Corner. Row 13, Mike Renth and Eric Dillingham around out the field. In row 14, Jared Jimenez. Oh, no, it's doing it again. Stop it. Thought I figured it out. Wasn't doing it earlier. I don't think Auto Club has lights, and that's worrying me a little bit. Let's go to a different camera here real quick. No, Auto Club does have lights. Okay. Okay, so there are lights here, so that's a little bit more encouraging. I thought there was not lights here for a second. So, pace car's going to pull off as Benjamin Nelson's going to lead him to greens. We got a nice Barney cam today. Someone sent me some new cool cameras. Benjamin Nelson going to lead these guys to green. 8 laps here at Auto Club. And unlike most cars in Auto Club, this isn't going to have the pack style racing you're used to seeing. This track requires a lot of finesse with these cars. You see early on, Benjamin Nelson out in front of the 91, getting a little loose on corner exit. The 91 going to have a run, going to look low going down the backstretch. 91 and Chad Baer going to look to the inside, and he's going to clear Benjamin here early on. Here comes Johnny Brugg. Johnny Brugg had a good battle with Benjamin Nelson last week at Daytona. Those two up front most of the race, and they're back where they were last week. As man, that's a big pack of cars back there. Early on, Chad Baer getting the lead. Everyone kind of starting to single file out early on already, and you can see the different lines everyone is taking. That's one of the great things here about Auto Club and Michigan. If you ask me, they drive the same. But the multiple lines you see people take is Nelson getting a great run off of turn 2. Going to look to the inside of Chad Baer going into turn 3. And here comes Johnny Brugg to the inside. Brugg on that back bumper, and Nelson as they exit turn 4. That's a big bundle of cars taking back. The 3 wide goes to the tribal, 29 to the outside. 29 at Brad Kress. Going to make his way up to the front. So far, not a lot of big movers. Brad, Tyler, both up 4. Sarge, he's up 6 now. He's looking to the outside of the 99 of John Creedler. And one guy to talk about real quick, Tyrum there, running with him in another league. He has a lot of experience in these Gen 4s already. He races Thursday nights in these cars. So he's no stranger to these Gen 4s and how loose they can get. Oh, close call. There's a 29-28. Almost contact. Brad Kress cutting close here early on. In the meantime, 125 Benjamin Nelson leading the way ahead of the number 1 machine, last week's winner at Talladega, Johnny Brugg. They're 2x2 behind her. Chad Bear starting to lose a little bit of track position. Was leading the race about 2 laps ago. Now falling back to 4th. Now 5th place behind the 29 of Cress. Here comes the 21 of Kendall Kerr. I got word that Fuel's looking about 30 laps on how you run it, as Kendall Kerr going to put it 3 wide going through corner exit. I think got the race and side by side. I want to test this out. Let's see if we can't get a crank it up going. Alright, so we are back. In the meantime, Johnny Brugg able to assume the lead over from Benjamin Nelson. Nelson's starting to fall back a little bit. Here comes Gary Sargent with a dive into 1 and 2. Gary Sargent, though, getting a little bit looser in corner exit. And Tyler Merritt not going to close the gap on Johnny. Tyler Merritt's a great runoff, too. Looking to the inside of that number 1 machine. Going to dive it in deep. It's going to stick for him here. In the meantime, Brugg looking for a momentum on corner exit. Can't quite get there. And he's going to have to settle in for second for now here on lap 8 of 80. That's Darren saying, go get you a win, Lamb. Tongue twister there for me. Tyler Lamb is running good. Currently in that P4 position. Lamb... correct me if I'm wrong, Darren. I believe Lamb got a podium finish last week, or damn near close to a podium finish. As he kind of played it safe most of the race, and he was able to manage a pretty good finish last week at Talladega. Merritt still leading the way. Car into the wall, slowing down a little bit. Everyone gets by him. I believe that was Michael Nash. No, that was the 102 of Larry Eddy. Christian Loxton looking to the inside. Christian Loxton has to start towards the rear of the field. Not really. Okay, never mind. He started 16th. But how about Tyler Lamb, though? Up 12 spots from where he started. Running now in that second position. Oh, Sarge getting a little tight in corner exit. Scraping the wall a bit. He can lose a lot of ground. Those cars love getting stuck in the wall. He went from top 5 to outside top 10, now into 13th. Tough break there for Sargent. He was running up there pretty good. Got stuck in the wall and didn't want to yank it off too much and cause a wreck. So he did the smart thing, just ride his mistake out. Going back to our leader, Tyler Merritt, getting chased down by that 26 machine of Tyler Lamb. As we take a look at the last lap time, they put in Lamb about a 10.5 quicker, closing that gap coming out of 4. I think Merritt got a better drive off here. We're going to see the last lap times here. Last time by Lamb a little bit slower, about a half a tenth. Lamb is he's kind of dedicated to the outside line, and meanwhile Merritt kind of running that low line, and we got a battle brewing for third between Brugg and Kress out of turn 2. Here's the 21, 3 wide, rolling through center of 3 and 4. Benjamin Nelson probably heard of 3 wide, thought otherwise. Oh, and he's going to cut the nose off of the 29. I'll say one thing, these guys are doing one hell of a job here. Lap 12, no cautions as of yet, and these cars are difficult to drive, but they are putting on a show. Everyone in the top, really the top 10 still within distance. Oh. Going back to the lead, Tyler Merritt starting to build a lead over that 26 machine up to a little over half a second now. Nelson starting to make his way back through the field. Fell back a little bit. They're not sure what happened to him. He's making his way through. Another guy we haven't mentioned yet tonight, Jaden Constark, making his way into top 10, up 5 spots from where he started at in that nice Dell Jr. 88 scheme. I like that scheme. His 88 number with the Budweiser on it. That's a pretty cool scheme. I always like to shout out Alex Chase here. He runs that Ghost paint scheme, and I love that energy drink. I give him a hard time because when he runs it in the Cup Series, it's like it's the wrong flavor, but that flavor, that's a pretty good flavor right there. As we lost our track map, and I ain't even worry about loading it back up. Another guy we mentioned earlier, he got in the wall, but Larry Eddy making his way through the field. He's up 11 spots as Brugg and Lem are going at it for second. Oh, Brugg trying to get that drive off, couldn't quite get it. Lem's going to have the momentum on the outside lane. The 21 going to try to go low and cut the 125 off. Can't quite get it done. Oh, we got a yellow out. I was doing it under yellow. Looks like Christian Lawson having issues. Let's go back and see if we can't see what happened here with Mr. Christian in the 3 machine. Oh, that started with Michael Nash in the 60. We can't slow it down here. Speed up a little bit. Okay, I'll slow it down. I don't know if they made contact. Let's try to get a better view of this. See if we can't find a... This will tell the story right here. I don't know if they actually made contact. See if I can't find better TV angle, which I don't think I can. That's going to bring out our first caution of the night there. I wouldn't be surprised if people come in here to take tires. As I didn't check this real quick. How many sets of tires they got? They got 5 sets, so I would imagine people coming to take tires here. I don't know why anyone wouldn't. Well, Sarge said we can pull him up at any time. So let's go ahead and pull Sarge up. And he had a good run going until he got into the wall. Mr. Sarge himself, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, bud?
Hey, man, you're running good there. You got in the wall, dude, talking through this race and how these cars are handling in traffic.
Well, if you notice, we had a little bit of problem with qualifying. One of the admins accidentally hit the wrong button, so we ended up skipping it.
I was wondering what happened there. I didn't know if you guys advanced the session because I forgot Auto Club has lights. So I'm like, did they advance it to make sure it didn't get dark? And they're like, no, Auto Club has lights. So that's what happened.
So we just ended up doing a random grid. You know, I guess it's based on I rating, but
it is.
It seemed to work out pretty good. We had a nice run there, and yeah, I caught the wall. That magnet kind of slowed me down. I didn't want to jerk it off the wall and cause a big crash, so held it up there until I could get loose. But everyone's running good, and we've caught the slips and slides so far.
Yeah, I'm still having a choppiness issue, but it's only under caution for some reason, so we'll deal with that. But man,
there's a lot of physics going on in cautions, and that usually drags the PC down.
Yeah, I mean it's running good, but Man, talk us through that incident going into the wall. It looked like you kind of made the mistake, and you're like, all right, I'm just going to ride this out. I think you did the smart thing by not trying to yank it off the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't remember if we were 3 wide there, but I was up high for some reason. I didn't really want to be there, and I just caught it just enough that, yeah. So I kept it tight.
Yeah, you did a smart thing. A lot of people, they'll try to yank it off, and you're like, I'll just ride this out.
It's just a little paint.
Just a little paint. All right, man. Well, good luck the rest of the race.
All right, bye. Thanks.
So that was Sarge. Let's actually go ahead and I saw Tyler Merritt. Let's pull Tyler Merritt down while we're still under caution for one more lap. What is going on, Tyler? You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, you're leading a good majority of that green flag run there, dude. Kind of starting to pull away from the field. He lost a spot in pit road, but what's your kind of hopes going into the final closing laps of this race?
I'm hoping I can pull away again and just have a good pit stop at the end.
Now, here's the real question. Do you think you got a car fast enough to stay ahead of that 125 machine?
No, I know I don't.
Come on, man. Are you just going to give him a battle for his money?
I'm probably going to try to just get a good second, bro.
Okay. Oh, is that what we get loaded into? Who can get second? Alright, man. Good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully we can see that 53 in victory lane.
Yeah, good luck with the broadcast, man.
Thanks. That's funny the way he worded it. I think they're just going for the first loser behind Ben. One to go here. We'll go to the starter cam here in a bit. We'll go green, and then we'll go ahead and go with a little bit of crank it up again while these guys are still double file. As they rose through 3 and 4 here. We go green on lap 19 to 80. And if this stays green, it's going to be interesting to see if someone can stretch it a little bit. Oops.
Green.
Wrong camera. There we go. Give it a second to steady out. There it goes. So Nelson getting that lead while we're doing this crank it up cam. So 125 and Benjamin Nelson back into the lead here. There he is. Tyler Merritt behind him, followed by JD Constark, Johnny Brugg, and Chad Bear round out your top 5 here on lap 20. Tyler Merritt trying to do everything he can, and let's actually ride on board here with the 53. While right on board, let's actually go ahead and look how fast these guys are going as they go into turn 2.
Caution.
Oh, we got a caution flag. I think Eric Dillingham was having issues. See if we can't see what happened here with Mr. Eric. Oh! I believe this is a manually. Yes, this was a manually flown caution. Okay. So that actually started a little bit before we went live there. Right on board here with Eric here in the 89. This team get ever so slightly loose, and unfortunately for the 7, AJ Bennett's just nowhere to go. Probably didn't even know he was coming. Let's right on board here with AJ. Oh yeah, you can't even tell he was coming. Out of nowhere, he gets doored. So quick caution here. It'll be interesting if we have any takers coming up pit lane to top off on fuel. is one of those moments you're just riding down low and you get Doherty. You're like, what in the hell happened? You go back and watch a replay. You're like, oh man. But fortunately for Benish, let's go ahead and see if we can't get a look. I don't think I have a rear chase camera, unfortunately, with this camera pack. I don't. If we can't look at the right front. Yeah, it looks a little, you can see his bumper caved in a little bit there in that right front suspension, but I think for the most part, AJ Benish kind of got away pretty lucky with that contact. Might go in here and get his damage fixed. I don't see that worthy to use a fast repair. Let's follow along with the 7 here, see if he does use a fast repair by accident. I have done that before. A couple takers, not a lot down pit lane, 3 or 4. The Christian Loxton's in pit lane, AJ Benish, the 12 coming down pit lane. Not sure who the 12 is. 12 is Grant Brashear. As AJ is not going to use quick fix, he's going to sit on pit lane and let his damage get fixed. Meantime, Mr. Nelson is going to be leading the field of green with Tyler Merritt to his outside and Johnny Brugg right behind him. Well, while we are under caution, go over a quick scheduling, like what's going on this next week here in No Toad. Cup Series will be live at North Wilkesboro. Will not be broadcasted due to the fact I will be going to the All-Star race myself. So I'll try to get highlights and figure out who dominated that race and who won. And then Gen 4 next Monday, they will be going to Chicagoland, which is kind of cool actually, because I'm almost positive I'm doing another broadcast at Chicagoland Thursday. So I'll come in here with, you know, a little bit of idea on what's going on. Yeah, so I'll be doing a broadcast Thursday at Chicagoland. So, sweet. Come in here with some knowledge on what's going on. I might even just race that race just to get an idea how these cars handle, which that's why I love doing the Cup broadcast. When I do the Cup broadcast, I literally just got done with a race there an hour before, because the other league I'm in, they do follow the Cup Series schedule just like Noto does. So I come in there kind of knowing how these cars handle. If I'm not mistaken, let's actually pull Mr. Sargent and ask him this real quick. There he is. Hey, Gary, I got a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
For the race settings, you use real weather, right?
Correct.
Okay. I was just wondering that.
I assume Johnny got us set up for this series. I need to double check with him on the Cup. We definitely do, but I think he does, yeah.
Okay, man. Let's double checking.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, this is going back to what I'm saying, is I hop out of a race with real weather. I think a little bit less fuel, but I got a general idea how these cars handle at the tracks. So it really helps with the Cup broadcast. But yeah, so ARCA will be going to Chicagoland. It's a 100 lap there. I wish they would still race Chicagoland. I'm kind of upset they don't. I love Chicagoland. I love watching the race in there. The Pacer's going to pull off as I got a different camera. I don't like that one. I like this one better.
Green, green, green.
Barney's going to wave that green flag. Benjamin with a great restart. Oh, I think that was Gary Sargent getting a little loose there on that restart. Tyler Merritt losing a little bit of ground on the restart. Johnny Brugg's actually going to gain a position coming out of turn 2. But Tyler Merritt going to get a really good runoff on turn 2 exit. Going to look to the inside of Brugg going into turn 3. Gonna try to dive it in deep. Oh, don't wash up the track. Johnny Brugg doing a really good job pinching that 53 down, 53 into the wall for corner exit. It's going to allow the 91 of Chad Bear to look low going down the front stretch.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, man, I don't think we'll watch this replay. Oh, wow. Okay. So that started with a 29. Go back, see what happened with this 29 machine. Yeah, that's what Gary, when Gary got in the wall, was trying to avoid. I'm pretty sure Blu-ray cockpit view here. You see him just yanking it off, and the 102 of Larry Eddy behind him. We go ahead and take a look what happened here. Larry Eddy just nowhere to go, and Tyler Lemon unfortunately involved in that as well. Yep, there goes Tyler Lemon and Larry to the inside. Uh-oh. So under a third caution already. I think all the wrecks have happened towards the back of the pack. We got some takers on pit lane. 29 coming down to get some of his damage fixed. I would not be surprised if Larry Eddy in the 102 comes on pit lane as well. No, surprisingly enough, Larry Eddy does not come down pit lane. So Larry Eddy was involved in that. Hit the 29 pretty good, but he opts to stay out here. Interesting call there. While the other are in pit lane, let's go look at this cool camera I got. Nice little sky cam camera. The whole entire track. I wonder if anyone's ever actually raced that road course they got right there. I'm crazy enough. I might give it a try one of these days. So pace lights should turn off this time by. And that they do. So they'll line up 2 by 2 as they try it again, yet again here on. Oh, Tyler. Tyler thought he had the outside there. Well, let's try it again here, going back green flag race on a lap 29 at 80. Going over some couple names I'm kind of surprised aren't having a good race here tonight. Looking through the standings. Where is he at? I know he's in the race. There he is. So Michael Nash, struggling so far here tonight. Was involved in an earlier caution. Running in P12. Alex Chase, he usually has speed. He's outside the top 10 as well. TJ Warren and excuse me. Another guy who usually has speed struggling tonight. Well, the 24 is Jess Traub. Just outside that top 10 of that nice looking 24 Jeff Gordon's team. And another guy kind of shocked back here is the 3 Christian Loxton. A lot of guys I'm usually used to seeing up in the top 10 struggling to crack their way into the top 10. What pace car pull off? Nelson gonna lead him back to green with Brugg on the outside as Nelson has got these restarts figured out as he pulls pretty good in front of that one machine. Tyler Merritt starting to lose a little bit of ground. They're rolling through center of 1 and 2. So he'll allow the 91 to catch up. 91 getting a really bad corner exit. And allow Merritt to clear him. In the meantime, Brugg is all over the bumper of Nelson. Brugg got the run off and corner exit of turn 4. Gonna look to the inside of the cross start finish line going into turn 3. Brugg has the advantage. He's gonna dive it in and get a really good roll through 1 and 2. Nelson can't quite get the exit, but he's gonna be in the draft for Brugg. Look for him to close that gap as they go into 3 and 4. Nelson is going to look low as they go through 3 and 4. But Brugg's going to have that runoff. Gets a little loose. He saw the back end slide around a little bit, but he's going to maintain the lead. Brugg's going to lead lap 31 going to 32. Nelson looking low yet again. And real quick, looking in third, Kendall Kerr has made his way into the top 3. And Tyler Mayer starting to fall back a little bit to P5. Got about a second gap between the top 5. And then you got to go a whole second and a half back to the top 6. Constark and Williams battling it out. I think it's Constark, not Constark. I might be saying it wrong. Oh, and there goes a car loose. And that's going to cause a caution.
Yellow flag.
Not sure who that was. Who was that? I think it was a 714, if I'm not mistaken. That it was. As I don't know if he got help here. Let's slow it down real quick. Now he's already starting to get loose, and here comes the 24. Maybe a little bit of netcode there, and that's going to send the 714 of Bart Holick around, and Alex Chase, I believe he can get caught up in this. Yeah, he is right there. Bam! Then the 714, after that contact, still trying to get the car control. 24 gets involved. Let's see if Gary Sargent makes it through this. Oh, Gary, go high. Gary, go high. What are you doing? Gary decides to go low. Bam. Right into the back of Alex Chase. Go back to the 24 machine. He gets put in the wall. The Sergeant, unfortunately, choosing the wrong line to go with there. Here in lap 33, I'm going to be curious if, we had a decent not decent long run, a decent run going there. These guys do have about 6 or 7 laps on their tires. They do have, everyone does have 3 extra sets, as Tyler Mayer is going to opt in to go into pit lane. Michael Nash coming in. The 102 Larry Eddy coming in. 24 coming in as well. Looks like Tyler Lamb's coming in. I don't know why it does under green, under caution. Whatever. At least he's doing it under caution and not under green like it was last week. So Johnny Brugg with a good battle over Benjamin Nelson is going to put him back into lead here. Kendall Kerr, he's going to be in the P3 when we go by green. Chad Baird 4th, and Mitchell Williams up 14 spots, up into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Another big mover is the 713 of Mike Rentz. He's up 16 spots. That's a nice paint scheme he got there too. Trying to see if I can't find a better view of his paint scheme. I like it. Looks cool. Oh, I don't know what's going on. So while we're under yellow, let's go ahead and take a quick look at, let's go with our top 15 at lengths and see what they're doing. There's the difference in strategy we got with the top 15 drivers. You see everyone P12 and up stayed out. So looks like Michael Nash will be the first guy on new tires in that 60 machine. Pacer will pull off here coming out of 4. Johnny Brugg will lead him back to green, lap 36 of 80.
Green flag, green flag.
Okay, so I think this series is go on leader, because he was nowhere in the restart zone when he went. Nelson has some company behind him in the form of the 21 and 91. 91 going to get a good runoff here. Going to look low going down the backstretch on the 125 of Benjamin Nelson. Johnny Brugg at restart pulled out to a really good lead, but Benjamin Nelson already starting to close that gap. Everyone's starting to single file it out here. 37 of 80. And another guy we have yet to really talk about tonight, making his way into the top 10, the 002 of Oliver Terrain having a good run here tonight. And there's Christian Loxton. I just called him out earlier, not having a good run, but here he is in the top. Oops, unplugged my mic. Here's Loxton in the top 10. The 80 at Conster getting a little loose. Going to look low on Mitchell Williams. Side by side they go in 1 and 2. Jay's trying to complete that pass, but Mitchell going to have the runoff and corner exit. That's the advantage of running the high line here. If you can make it work, you get really good corner exit speed. And in the meantime, Kendall Kerr getting around the 125 of Benjamin Nelson for P2. Kendall Kerr making his way towards the front. And these top 4 has really built a pretty good gap, about a second and a half down back to the 16 of Mitchell Williams. Going back to 16. Comstock starting to fall back a little. The 02 of Oliver Tran looking down low on Gary Sargent. Actually, correct it. Gary Sargent looking up high. 02. Oh, almost cut the nose off the 53 of Tyler Merritt. Tyler Merritt making his way back through the field. I think he's the first guy on fresh tires who take a look at the stint lengths for these guys. That he is. Tyler Merritt, the first guy on 4 fresh tires, trying to make quick work of those new tires, trying to make his way through the field. Merritt's going to look low on Sarge going into 1. A really aggressive corner entry there. He's going to complete the pass and corner exit. Oh, Sarge is getting loose. Collects it and it stays green. Now Tyler Merritt looking low on Christian Loxton. You got a 2 for 1 here. Can't quite get it done. You have to check up a little bit there. Getting a little loose in corner exit. He got a little looser, was able to really maintain his ground. They go 3 wide, not quite going into turn 2. Turn 1, I mean. Tyler Merritt made his way up to 6, making quick work of the fresh tires. We go back to the lead. Kendall Kirk starting to close that gap a little bit on the 1 of Johnny Brugg. We have reached a halfway point in this race. Next time by, 42 of 80. Kendall Kerr is getting really loose in corner exit. He is really heating up that right rear. That's one of the things you gotta be careful of in these 900 horsepower Gen 4 cars. You want to try to keep that right rear as cool as possible, because the more you heat that thing up, the more it's going to wear and the more loose you're going to get in corner exit. If we take a look at some last lap times, Merritt on fresher tires was the fastest guy out on track last time by. So he's making his way to the front. As here comes Nelson looking low on the 21. Can't quite get it done. Gonna regroup and try again going into turn 1. Kendall Kerr looks like he has changed his line to run on that high line now, still trying to gain some sort of advantage on this one machine of Johnny Brugg. Johnny Brugg looking to go back-to-back wins, winning last week at Dega, trying to win here at Auto Club. 2 completely different style tracks. But he's going to have to hold off this hard-charging 21 and 125. Looking back towards a little bit more, Tyler Merritt getting around the 16 of Mitchell Williams for P5. He got clear track ahead of him to hunt down this lead group of 4 cars. Keep an eye on that gap. Tyler Merritt's going to look to be closing it as Kendall Kerr's looking to close into that back bumper of Johnny Brugg. I think at this point, with Merritt using up as much tires as he has, getting around guys, we saw it last night in the Cup Series. Michael Nash used up a little too much tires trying to catch the leader. Here comes Benjamin Nelson looking to the inside of both Kerr and Brugg. He can't quite get that speed off a corner exit. Kendall Kerr, in the meantime, is going to try to get the runoff, and he does as they pull even going down the backstretch. Benjamin Nelson at that rear quarter panel of the 21 machine, diving it in low, 3 and 4. Caution's going to fly. Larry Eddy having issues. See what happened here to the 102 machine of Larry Eddy. Oh, he just got loose in corner exit, and Constark was there. What happened to him? Wait, how did... Hold on a second. How did Constark get turned to the right? Let's slow us down. We're going to go cockpit view. Oh, I think it just gripped on him. You got to know where he caught traction. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And somewhere involved in this is the 305 of Roy Hyde. There he is back there. Oh, it's not going to show me. Oh, there it is. So I want the bug out. But I got an idea what happened to Roy. Roy got caught up as the 88 came back up on track. Roy had nowhere to go. Everyone enters pit lane. I think the one guy who did not want to see that caution was the 53 of Tyler Merritt, making his way through the field. And he's going to take a set of tires here, and he's going to be down to this one set left, I believe. So Tyler Merritt really hoping this thing stays green. As Oliver Tran opts to stay out on track along with Eric Dillingham. This is going to be interesting with two guys on older tires, one of which I haven't really seen crack into the top 10 yet, and it's going to make passing these guys a little bit interesting for all these guys on fresh tires. It looks like Oliver's going to pit this time. Dillingham's still choosing to stay out. Interesting choice by Oliver there, because if this is 2 to go, which I believe it is, pace light should go off this time by. Unless he did a drive-through, Oliver might get black flagged. See real quick. Yeah, he did get black flagged. That's what I thought. So, for those of you guys wondering, if you're kind of new to iRacing, when pits open, right, you come to pit lane, if you drive through the pit, so say lead a lap, you can go back in and pit. But once you get that 2 to go on any track, some tracks you only get 3 caution laps, some tracks you get 4. Once you get that 2 to go and you have not entered pit lane, if you enter pit lane, it is entering a closed pit penalty, and it is a hold penalty. Now, I'm kind of curious if they're going to clear Oliver's black flag. I don't think they will. But Eric Dillingham going to lead. He's got the green here. Coming to lap 49, and if this stays green, these guys might be able to make it on fuel. Oh, hush. But Eric Dillingham going to lead these guys to green. Johnny Berger restarting that outside row. As Benjamin Nelson trying to get a good restart, looking to the inside already. Look, going to put it 3 wide going into turn 1. Auto Club at the top of the track, you can go 3, 4 wide pretty easily. Or 91 getting a really good corner entry. With Dillingham starting to fall back a little bit here. In the meantime, Johnny Brugg reassuming the lead, but now he has a new contender in his rearview mirror, that 91 Javelin machine of Chad Bear. As Dillingham's really starting to fall back now, stuck on that outside line. Everyone trying to make their way around. Tyler Lem, who hasn't been called out too much, was running up in the top 3 for a bit. Cracking his way back into the top 10, 3 wide. They go through 1 and 2. Tyler Lem making his way back into 7th. Here comes the 99 as well as Mr. Riedler. 3 wide through 3 and 4. Here comes Tyler Merritt out like a rocket ship around the outside, and he's going to look to put it 4 wide, possibly going down the front stretch. 89, though, throwing some massive blocks here on a guy on fresh tires. Not making any friends out there. If you're Tyler Merritt, you are not a happy camper with Dillingham. Tyler Merritt's really, I can see his car checking up. It's their 4 wide going down the backstretch. Tyler Miller finally able to get around the 89 machine of Dillingham. That really slowed him down a little bit. Probably cost him about a second and a half or so. You know, a little loose in corner exit. Going to shoot it down to the apron to get around the 24 machine of Jeff Traub. In the meantime, we got a battle brewing for second. Nelson looking to the outside of Chad Bear. Nelson going to get that runoff and be able to clear that 91 machine as we go back to the 53 of Tyler Mayer trying to make his way back to the field. We know he has speed as he was up leading the race for a bit, even in the top 3 for a while. One thing Tyler Mayer does not want to see is a caution. Gets into the wall, gets loose, able to collect it down to the grass. Barely loses any momentum. What a job behind the wheel there of the 53 machine. Getting a little too happy on that loud pedal, but he's able to collect it and minimize the time lost. Another battle we got is Kendall Kerr starting to fall back a little bit. Michael Nash is looking to his outside of the exit turn 4. Side by side they go into 1 and 2. This is the battle for 4th as we know Michael Nash put on a show last night, chasing down Benjamin Nelson, was unable to complete that pass in the closing laps, but man, did they put on a show to end the race at Darlington. Going Michael Nash, the showman Nash, because this man puts on a show every time he's out there on track. He should be able to finally get the pass complete on 21. Not quite clear. Clear. P4, lap 55 of 80. Going back to 53 yet again. Still struggling to get around these two cars in front of the 99 Creedler and the 24 Traub. The battle got brewing back here. Larry Eddy and TJ Warren going at it for the 11th position. Here comes the 88 of Janny Constark looking into the battle as well.
Caution, yellow flag.
We got a caution out on track. It looks like Gary Sargent and Dillingham having issues. Oh! Lock it down, Gary. Lock it down, Gary. Lock it down. Boink. That started with the 89. Let's go see what happened here. It's right on board here with Eric Dillingham in the 89 machine as he comes off of turn 2 and gets a little loose, gets in the walls, trying to keep it on, trying to slowly get off the wall, but once he got off, he just couldn't do nothing. And there's someone else collected in this. Let's see what happened to him. Looks like that was the 69 machine. And love that paint scheme. Oh, he does a great job avoiding that wall. Coincide IGY6. I got your 6. Bringing awareness to mental health for military veterans. Unfortunately, Gary Sargent involved in that one, but able to really minimize the damage as he did a great job locking it down there. And I'm pretty sure that's the one thing Tyler didn't really want to see was a caution, since he is only down to 1 set, but no one did come to pit lane. But it took a while for me to see these three lined up 1, 2, 3. But here we are, 24 to go. Really the three guys you would expect to see in the top 3. Johnny Brugg, Benjamin Nelson, Michael Nash. Gonna restart here. 1, 2, 3. And don't count out Tyler Lim restarting P5. And Brad Kress, he's cracked his way back into the top 5. Haven't seen him back up here since the early stages of this race. We'll probably go back green flag racing. I think with 22 to go. This should be the one to go signal. The pace car comes across the start finish line this time by. A little bit more caution than we're used to seeing with the no-toe series. But I think a lot of these guys are still getting used to these Gen 4 cars. Fairly new to iRacing. And funny story about the Gen 4 cars is I think it was an accident. Some people say it wasn't, but the way this came about was iRacing, when they got ready to do their season 2, season 3 patch notes and updates for this season we're in right now. When you got the update complete, the ARCA cars had 900 horsepower like the Gen 4s did back in the day. Well, it got a lot of positive reviews and a lot of acceptance, so iRacing is like, okay, we'll keep this in and we'll make our own series about it. And so there have been a few leagues in iRacing that have went to the Gen 4 ARCA cars instead of the base model ARCA cars. And it makes the racing also way different because these cars are something else. It's not your typical cookie cutter 1.5 2-mile tracks, where it's a little bit on throttle, a little bit on brake, somewhat easy to do. These require a lot of attention and focus to be able to complete perfect laps for 80 laps. And really, I would say probably the top 10 have been able to do that here tonight. We saw Johnny Brugg last time he was in the lead take off pretty early. See if he does it again here. Pacer's going to pull off. Oh, what in the world's going on in the back? Green flag is out. We're going to have a caution right away. There it is. Something happened back here with the 714, I believe it was. That it was. Oh, there's a check when Christian couldn't check up in time, and Alex Chase unfortunately caught up in that. Let's actually ride on board here with the 3 of Loxon. And I'm pretty sure he just couldn't see his check up. Oh, yeah, you can't. Yeah. Coming to green, you can't anticipate that right there. So, let's break this down real quick. So, Loxon got involved in that. You got the 714 involved. Who was in front of the 714? I believe it was Mitchell Williams. In the 16, it was. What happened here is they're trying to catch up to the field. Yeah, that's what caused it. Slinky effect right there. I actually started ahead of Mitchell. I started up there with the 88. I think that really started up here with the 88 of Consturk. Yeah, I was just the Slinky effect right there that caused that caution right there. I think everyone's slowing down waiting for the pace car. Where is the pace car at? There he is. So a very rare mishap here in the No-Toad Racing League. Coming to that green flag, as I wouldn't be surprised if they shorten this caution here. I don't think they are going to shorten it. I think they're going to ride it out as they still aren't lining up 2 by 2. Don't know who that was getting a lucky dog. I think that was the 02 of Oliver Turan. that was. So if anyone happy to see the caution, it is definitely Oliver, as I believe that's going to put him back on the lead lap here. As let's go ahead and split this NASCAR tower here as we take a look. I think Mr. Roy Hyde is the only car a lap down still in the race. AJ Banish has retired, and I don't think Jared Jimenez ever started this race. So out of the 27 cars we have start this race, we still got 25 on track. As Roy Hyde's on pit lane, actually, no, we only have 24 on track, as Oliver Duran's going to come out of pit lane on the lead lap. So all 24 cars are still running in the race. Still on. No, Oliver Duran's going to go another lap down. That's a tough break for Oliver. He just got the lucky dog, and he's already put a lap down. We will re-rack him up. We will try it again here. Coming to 19 to go when we get that green flag. Oh, 60 laps in the books under our 7th caution here tonight. Last one was just a little bit of a miscue towards the back of the field. A little bit of a slinky effect combined with brakes. Don't mix. The question is, can Johnny Brugg hold off the hard-charging Benjamin Warren? And can Michael Nash get that victory? I have yet to see him get. Been long awaited for him. Hayes going to pull off. Brugg goes almost instantly.
Green flag.
And he's going to get a pretty good early lead here. Benjamin Nelson P2, Michael Nash P3. As here comes Tyler Lem looking to the inside of Jess Traub, going to be able to clear him. Here comes Tyler Merritt back toward the front, going around to the inside of the 24 machine. Tyler Merritt going to get a really good corner exit. Going to look to the inside of Tyler Lem going down the backstretch. As he pulls even with Lem going into 3 and 4, Tyler Merritt has really gotten used to that low line, making it work. Can he make it work here as they come to 18 to go? Johnny Brooks still leading the way. Merritt able to clear Lem as they go into turn 1. Lem got a really good run off a corner exit, but that shouldn't matter here as Merritt's going to look down low. Here comes Jess Traub to the inside of Tyler Lem. Can't quite get it done as Merritt's going to wash up the track right in front of the 26 and she get a little loose. Lem having to check up, does a great job staying on the back of the 53. Here comes Jess Traub to the inside of both Lem and Merritt. Going to try to get a 2 for 1 here. Can't quite get it done as Merritt and Lem are both going to have to run off a corner exit. Oh, never mind. Merritt hard into the wall. I can put Jess Traub into P5. He's having to contest with this 26 machine who was running up front earlier in the race. Oh, let him get a little looser in corner exit. And here comes Tyler Merritt back to the picture, trying to make his way back up front. Don't know if he can be able to with all that right front damage he has. Pretty sure if we ride on board here is Merritt. Not as much damage as I thought he had. I thought he was going to have a big parachute, but he doesn't. He can't quite get that runoff and corner exit. Oh, looking back a little bit further, I just saw the big group of cars, the 99 coming into picture. Well, the 91 of Chad Bear and the 102 of Larry Eddy. Oh, Eddie's getting loose in corner exit. Able to keep it going, staying out of the inside wall. Going to lose a lot of ground, though. Here comes the 69, making a good recovery from that wreck he was just involved in. They got a good battle going up here for that top 5 spot. Tyler Merritt starting to lose a little bit of ground. I think the damage is finally starting to get to him. He's dropping down all the way down to 10th. Meantime, going back to the lead, Johnny Brugg with a 2/10 second lead over that 125 Benjamin Nelson as they come across start finish line this time by 14 to go here at Auto Club. Don't count the 60 of Michael Nash out yet. If these two get together, it's going to open the door up for that 60 machine. Or really, once they start battling for position, it's going to open up the door for Michael Nash to be able to close that ground. As you see Michael Nash not able to get the drive off, the two leaders starting to lose a little bit of ground down the backstretch. Oh, Nash getting a little loose. You can see that back end start washing up a little bit there in corner exit. Everyone's starting to single file it out. 13 to go this time by. I think watching the timing on the right side of the screen, it looks like Nash is just driving it in a little too hard in corner entry. He's gaining time, but then he's losing it all back, plus on the corner exit. So if Nash can kind of fix his entry where he gets a better runoff, he might be able to close that gap up a little bit more. As Nelson's really starting to close that gap to Johnny Brugg. See those two running completely different line. Nelson running all the way down to the white. Johnny Brugg running about a lane and a half up as they get 12 to go this time by. Yes, there's Michael Nash again, gaining a little bit of time at corner entry and losing it back, plus on the corner exit. Take a look at the speed these guys are carrying. See about 200 miles an hour going into turn 3, down to 160, rolling through center as he gets back on the gas. We're going to see him pick up the speeds of 200 plus miles an hour going into turn 1. I don't think it's working properly. $11 to go here as we also got another battle brewing back here. A little bit close. It looked a little closer than what I thought it was on the telemetry. 99 to 88 going at it for that P8 position. A lot of 8s. 8 in 88. 88 in 8th. 10 to go this time by. Johnny Brugg still leading the way. Benjamin Nelson's knocking on that door. And if I'm Michael Nash, I'm wanting these two to battle out these last 2 laps. Get side by side. Slow each other down so I can close this gap. But don't count out that 29 to Brad Crest either. Top 4 all within a second and a half. Tyler Lamb starting to make a good recovery here running in P5. Going back that battle for 8th. It looks like the 99 finally able to get around the 88 for that 8th position. Now we also got a battle for 7th as Jess Traub and Chad Bear going at it. In the meantime, going back to the lead, Benjamin Nelson able to get the lead from Brugg, but he's going to have to run a corner exit. Brugg squeezing him down side by side to go down the backstretch. Benjamin Nelson must have drove it in deep because Johnny Brugg got a really good run and corner exit there. And Brugg looking to do what no one's been able to do since I started broadcasting here for Noto, and that's defeat this 125 at a non-super speedway oval. 8 to go this time by. Johnny Brugg gonna have to put in perfect laps here. That 125 is looking to capitalize on any little mistake that one makes. Tyler Lem, he's closed that gap on the Brad Kress, is on the back bumper looking to the outside, going through 1 and 2. Lem is really running that Kyle Larson line as he goes through the corners, almost up, making contact with the wall. And all our tires, I think that's the way you want to go. As you see the 29 running about a lane and a half off, that 26 machine is right on that wall, rolling through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Can't quite get that pass complete. We go back to the battle for the lead. 7 to go. Nelson looking to the inside. Brugg to the outside. Nelson going to try to clear Brugg. Can't quite get it done like what we saw 2 laps ago. Brugg gets the momentum on the outside. Able to keep the lead going down the backstretch. Here comes Lem going on that outside of the 29 here for 4th. And all this battling has allowed Michael Nash to really close this gap on these 2 leaders. Top 5 all within a second. Don't count out Chad Bear. He's 1.2 back. Here goes Nelson looking back to the inside of Johnny Brugg. 6 to go this time by. Nelson going to follow in Brugg's tire tracks. And Michael Nash is looking to pounce on this opportunity. Going on the backstretch, Benjamin Nelson in the draft of Brugg. Going to more than likely look low to go into turn 3. No, he's going to stick right in the tire tracks of that number 1 machine. Almost doing exactly what the 1 is doing. Following those tire tracks to a T. As here comes Lamb to the inside for P3. Tyler Lemon P3. 5 to go this time by. Lamb's definitely probably the fastest car out on track right now, trying to chase these 2 leaders down here, going at it. Oh, we saw a good one last night in Darlington. We got another good one in store here tonight. Chad Bear getting around Kevin Nash for P4. Kevin Nash, not Kevin, dang it, Michael Nash. Starting to fall back a little bit there. 4 to go this time by. Can Tyler Lem close that gap? It's down to a second. Last time by, Tyler Lem. Looks like Tyler Lem a little bit quicker than the leaders, about a 10th quicker. The leaders running identical laps last time by. That gap now down to a 0.9 to the 26 machine. I don't think Lem's going to have enough time unless these 2 leaders get collected in an incident. As Brugg's starting to pull away a little bit from Nelson. Nelson trying to diamond the corner, get a better runoff. I think Brugg's is too strong on corner exit. Nelson has a better corner entry, but Brugg has that runoff of corner exit. 3 to go this time by here at Auto Club. How deep is the 125 going to send it in here in the closing laps? Going down the backstretch, Nelson in that draft of the number 1 machine. Oh, he almost gives him the bumper there going into the corner entry. That's not what you want to do in these ARCA. If he would have given him the bumper there, Brugg would have went around for a ride. They get the cross sticks. 2 to go here. Nelson looking down low, going all the way to the grass, trying to shortcut the track. Not really going to benefit him here. 1-4, still the distance as they enter turn 1. Good on the backstretch. Going into turn 3. That gap still steadying out at 0.14. Coming out of turn 3, coming to get that white flag. 1 to go here at Auto Club. Who's going to prevail, the 1 or the 125? Nelson looking low going into turn 1. Will he be able to pull it off this time? He tried 2 other times. Couldn't quite get it to work. He's going to dive it in deep. But Brugg is going to have the runoff. A really good runoff here. Nelson gets tied at corner exit. Side by side they go down the backstretch. Brugg able to clear him. One last time down the backstretch. One more time into turn 3. Can Johnny Brugg hold off Benjamin Nelson? I believe he's going to be able to do it unless Nelson can get a really good run off here. Nelson going to look to the outside. No, not looking to the inside. Brugg getting a little loose. Going to open up the door for Nelson. Nelson going to dive low. Who's going to get it? Oh, it's Brugg! Wow! Wow! Johnny Brugg pulling off the win here at Auto Club. Tyler Lim coming up in P3. Chad Barron 4th and Michael Nash rounding out your top 5. What a race that was. 2 races in a row. Thriller. Last 10 laps. You want some good, hard, respectful racing, this is the league to come to. Because Johnny Brugg is going to burn it down. He still hasn't slowed down. Johnny, race is over, buddy. Oh, Johnny Brugg is being one fired up dude when we pull him in here for the broadcast. For the interview, I mean. We're going to let them do the burnouts. We're going to let these guys go get into the interview room. And we're going to go see if we can't get a camera angle at that finish. Because that was one of the closest finishes I've seen at Auto Club. 2/100ths of a second. Oh, he finally hit the wall there. And knowing Johnny Brugg, hopefully he goes and parks that victory lane over there. Let's go back and let's see if we can't find a camera angle for this finish. Got a lot of them. Give me a second. I think that might be our best look at this. There it is right there. The gap for the win coming to the checker flag. Let's actually go back and let's watch that whole last lap there by the one machine. Let's ride on board here with Johnny Brugg as he gets a white flag and completes his last lap. That was absolutely insane. That was crazy. Well, we got the podium finishers in the podium. Let's go ahead and pull up the 26 machine of Mr. Lamb. What is going on, Tyler?
How you doing, man?
How are you doing, dude? What a finish that was, dude. I saw you sitting there P3. Pretty sure you're just hoping they were going to battle it out more than they did, as you were catching them pretty quickly.
Oh, I know those are some of the cleanest racers we have in the league, but I was just praying to everything I had that they would, break that streak of being so clean. But man, I feel like I should have paid the price of admission for watching that show.
I tell you what, I've had the best seat in the house these last 2 nights. I don't think I've ever had more fun broadcasting than I have these last 2 nights. 2 back-to-back thriller finishes. Man, P3 came up 2 spots short. You're running up there for a bit, fell back towards the rear. Do you wish you'd have done anything differently that race?
No, I just found myself in some trouble when I got back in traffic earlier in the race, and P3 is about the best I was going to run anyway tonight. Everything ended up working out well in the end with that long run. I felt like I had a really nice long run car.
All right, man. You had Darren once again rooting for you in the chat, dude. So if you have any shout outs, now's the time to give shout outs.
Always got to appreciate my dad supporting me every single race I send him.
All right, man. Congratulations on that podium finish there tonight, dude.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Real quick before we let you go, next week we go to Chicagoland. What's you looking forward to that race? Yes, no, maybe.
Anytime you get those big sweeping tracks that kind of like here that you can really run the high side and rip it up near the wall, I mean, it's the kind of track I'm looking forward to. So absolutely.
All right, yeah. Actually, speaking of that, dude, I like the way you race because you race like I do. You seem very comfortable running that Kyle Larson line. We saw you battling it out there with, I think with who was that in P4 for a bit? They were running about a lane and a half low, and you were just up there hugging that wall. So props to you, as you're one of the few people I've seen that can actually run that wall like that and not hit it too much.
Yeah, it's to my surprise too. I didn't tap the wall at all tonight. Much different from Darlington yesterday.
All right, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All right, next we're bringing the Professor Benjamin Nelson, coming up 1 spot short. Benjamin, 2 nights in a row, you have been involved in a thriller of a finish, coming up 1 spot short here, talking through that last lap.
Yeah, that was a intense battle. I'm sweating a little bit for sure. I knew that I was gonna have to do something crazy because it being so high the line, I didn't expect it to be by the wall. But with that being the case, I couldn't really do anything but a dive bomb. So I tried that and didn't quite gas it up early enough, but he crossed me over and got back by, and then had a chance in 3 and 4, but I just didn't get to the gas quite early enough, and we at least had a close finish, that's for sure.
Now, I gotta ask you, do you wish you would have saved that dive bomb for 3 and 4?
No, because I think I would have hit the wall there, but because the exit is a little tighter. Because I just don't think I could have gotten a good enough run if I did that in 3 and 4. I think he would have been able to cross me over even easier than that.
All right, man. Congratulations on getting that another podium finish here tonight, and thank you for once again putting on one hell of a show because it's been a blast these last 2 nights.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure I was racing him clean. I didn't want to we had a few close moments for sure, but I was trying to at least not put him in the wall or anything or spin him. But we did that. It was a lot of fun, that's for sure. He did a great job.
All right, man. On to Chicagoland. What's your take on that track?
That's one of the best tracks on the service, in my opinion. So I'm really looking forward to that. But pretty much any track with this thing is just stellar. It's so much fun. I can't wait.
I'm glad you said that because I'm one of the people that says I think it was stupid they stopped racing Chicagoland. I loved watching Chicagoland races. Loved it. I think these next gens would put on a show if they ever go back there, which I doubt they will because they want to race Chicago street course.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I do wish they would go back.
All right, man. Congratulations yet again.
Thank you.
All right, now forgot to pull up his name. Whoopsie. We're gonna head and pull up your winner tonight, going back to back wins here to start the season. Johnny Brugg able to do what I have yet to see someone do: defeat the Professor on an oval that is not a super speedway. This win got to feel so much sweeter than last week.
Yeah, that was a crazy battle there for the finish. And overall, just a super fun race. I love the extra horsepower in these cars. Makes for some great racing and great battle with Ben as always.
Yeah, man, talk us through that final lap as you had one of the most wild crossovers I've ever seen. We went on board with you to watch what you did, and you were wheeling that car all the way around the track.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna have to send it in there and try and get in front of me. So I was expecting it. I didn't know if I was gonna try and pin it up high or cross him over. But as soon as I saw that he did get his car in front of me, I knew I was gonna have to do the crossover. And as soon as I tried to go for the crossover, the car got wicked loose. So I was sawing on the wheel, and I'm just happy I kept it straight and was able to get back out in front of him. But wow, yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah, and then coming out of 4, saw you got really loose. Was there a moment coming out of 4 you're like, crap, I just blew this win?
Oh yeah, I thought I lost it there out of 4. The race that is, because I was actually trying to go be a little conservative, and it seems like when you were trying to be conservative off the gas, it was getting looser there at towards the end of a run. So got loose out of 4, and I thought I just gave the win away. Opened the door for Ben, but it just wasn't enough. So I'm glad I was able to hold him off.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I know you won last week at Talladega, but being able to defeat that 125 at a typical oval, that's definitely probably going to go into piggy bank as one of your favorite wins.
Oh yeah, I mean it's such an honor just to be able to battle with him week in and week out, and let alone steal a victory. So and to go 2-0 in the new season, that feels really good. And we had a great turnout tonight. Super pumped for the rest of the season.
So I gotta ask you, you beat a pro, so are you going pro now?
I don't know about all that. But it does feel good to beat the pro, the professor and Mr. Professional.
All right, man. Congrats on that win, and we're going to Chicagoland next week. You looking forward to that?
Absolutely. I love Chicagoland. I'm super bummed they're not going to race there in real life anymore. But it is such a great track, and I did run some laps there. I believe I ran a practice race for this in this car, and it was a really good race. All the mile and a halves are super good in this car. It's like this car was made for those types of tracks. So, yeah, super excited. Should be a good one. Excited to watch the broadcast back. Excited to see all the guys come back out next week.
Yeah, I will say this. I think I mentioned in the broadcast. I like these cars just because they do bring a challenge factor to mile and a half. It's not your typical cookie cutter. Let off the gas a little bit, get back on the gas really hard. You got to be really easy. You got to kind of play with the gas a little bit, exiting the corner, and it adds a challenge. So, you don't win any type of race in these cars. It's a feat.
Exactly. Lots of off throttle time, and you definitely have to feather back into the throttle. And that's right up. That's my style of racing. I love that style of racing. So. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of looking forward to you guys to race in Legacy, Texas. That's gonna be it.
It's gonna be
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yep, that should be a great one. Ben, I believe, had a good battle with Zach there. We raced there. I think it was a practice race, or it might have been still in the ARCA car. But yeah, that track puts on a really good show, so that'll be fun too.
All right, man. Well, this is the time to give shout outs. Do you have anyone to give shout outs to?
Shout out to all my friends and family that are watching. Like I said, my dad always tunes in. My girlfriend always will tune in. She was in the other room while I was racing, so shout out to them. My buddy Ryan, actually, he wanted to tune in too, so I think he might still be there. I'm not sure. But yeah, thanks to everybody who came out and watched, and thank you to all the NTRL admins and the league owner Gary Sarge. It's a great league. Roy High is my co-admin. Shout out to him. And all the drivers that make this series what it is.
All right, man. Yet again, congratulations on that win.
Thanks, Isaac.
All right, that will conclude tonight's broadcast, and it's been an honor to be able to broadcast this series these last 2 nights. The finishes they have put on have just blown my mind. 2 of probably the best finishes I have ever broadcasted. Shoot, I've ever been able to watch on iRacing. These guys are out here racing sometimes better than the pros do in real life. So, thank you for putting on a show yet again for you guys here in the Gen 4 series, and on to next week at Chicagoland. And if there's any mothers that are watching today that didn't watch yesterday, happy belated